Rapper A$AP Rocky's trial is expected to resume today with witnesses and detectives taking the stand.
From California, rapper A$AP Rocky declines a plea deal on the eve of the start of his trial.
The judge thinks your mom is gorgeous. She is.
Actually, there's a rumor going around that California rapper A$AP Rocky declined a plea bargain right before his trial was set to begin. The artist, known legally as Rakim Mayers, is facing 2 felony charges tied to using a semi-automatic firearm. They are saying the original deal might have put him behind bars for 180 days, but now he's looking at the possibility of 24 years if a jury ends up finding him guilty. Evidence is starting to point to the idea that this, by itself, doesn't automatically mean he's guilty. According to a source close to the proceedings, that's how they're handling it for now, and that's allegedly the final word. The same source hints the judge doesn't want more discussion, which may end that part of the matter for the time being. Some are wondering if both sides are truly ready for the jury, and people are talking about how Rocky is facing trial, while someone referred to as Robin is seriously worried. They are saying Rihanna looks distressed because she's apparently anxious her boyfriend/baby's father might end up missing the kids' milestones for over 2 decades. Word on the street is that A$AP Rocky's trial just kicked off, and some folks suggest it already has the feel of a circus. There's talk of a judge who seemed extra cordial toward Rocky's mother, then witnesses reportedly unleashed shocking testimony, and Rocky's lawyers pulled moves that blindsided the prosecution. There's definitely enough drama to go around, but sources say the prosecution put a plea on the table, allowing Rocky to plead guilty to just 1 felony assault count, serve a suspended sentence, go to anger management, and do community service. He apparently turned that down, which immediately divided the online community. Some call him unwise for ignoring an offer they think was pretty sweet, while others insist the deal wouldn't work if he truly didn't do what they claim. Then we have people comparing this fiasco to Tory Lanez, saying if he got 10 years, it looks grim for Rocky. But is it really that bad, and what might Rihanna be doing behind the scenes? Let me tell you, we'll see. For anyone who hasn't been following, A$AP Rocky is reportedly on trial for firing shots at A$AP Relly, who was described as a close friend and part of the A$AP crew. People were asking him, "How you feeling about this?" in passing. Actually, the entire scenario might look simple at first, maybe he did, maybe he didn't, but insiders are warning it's more complicated. Chat in online circles suggests the case is loaded with more twists than a low-budget daytime drama. According to multiple accounts, it all started with a dispute between A$AP Relly and A$AP Rocky, sparked by Relly's belief that Rocky failed to pay for funeral arrangements linked to a crew member's passing. For context, A$AP Rocky was part of the A$AP mob long before he became famous. That's where the A$AP name itself came from. The mob was formed in 2006 in Harlem, New York, made up of rappers, record producers, music video directors, plus fashion designers. They each used A$AP in their names: A$AP Rocky, A$AP Ferg, A$AP 12E, A$AP Relly, and so on. However, Relly implied it didn't stop there. He claimed Rocky pulled the gun out again and opened fire, with at least 1 shot grazing Relly's hand. Then Relly said he sought medical help later when he was back in LA. The odd thing is that Relly didn't immediately involve the authorities. People are wondering why he waited days if this really happened as he described. According to Rocky's side, that delay looks fishy. Plus, the video footage is grainy at best, so nobody's fully sure what it shows. This leaves the prosecution and defense heavily leaning on testimony from bystanders. So far, they are saying Relly, the prosecution's star witness, isn't doing a stellar job proving Rocky shot at him. Online fans have called him a traitor for running to law enforcement instead of handling the A$AP crew issue quietly. Rocky's attorney, Joe Tacopina, allegedly described this entire situation as one man's jealousy and greed, hinting it's just a money grab. That's the angle they're pushing in court, and it may turn out to be persuasive. But that's not the only reason folks are calling this trial messy. The jury selection alone has caused a stir. Observers note the jury of 7 women and 5 men includes no black individuals. People are saying it's surprising, given that both the defendant and alleged victim are black, not to mention the setting in Los Angeles. Many on social media wonder how there couldn't be at least one black juror for such a widely watched trial. Civil rights activist Al Sharpton apparently weighed in, claiming he's staying in touch with ASAP Rocky's circle. He implied that he doesn't know every detail, but he does believe Rocky should get a fair and representative jury. He suggested it's almost impossible that not one black person ended up in the pool of potential jurors, so some are speculating about problems in the selection system. Investigators looking into the incident also caused debate. Relly reported the alleged shooting days after it happened, so cops went back to the site, but they saw no physical signs, no bullet casings, no damage, nothing. Next thing you know, Relly supposedly came back alone to the spot, found some casings, and handed them to law enforcement. Some find that suspicious. Critics question how a trained investigative team missed what Relly apparently discovered later. People want to see if any jury is going to believe that story. The biggest bombshell so far might be Rocky's decision to reject the plea. He's now staring down 2 assault charges, each involving a semi-automatic firearm. That opens the door for a possible 24-year sentence. Prosecutors allegedly offered a plan that required him to plead guilty to a single felony, spend 6 months in jail, get a 7-year suspended sentence, fulfill 3 years of probation, attend anger management, and do 500 hours of community service. Some watchers think passing on that is crazy, especially since 24 years looms large. If he behaved during probation, he might have avoided actual time. Others maintain that if Rocky is positive he didn't do it, he should hold out for his day in court. A source close to him told one outlet the plea would doom his career because he'd lose deals with Gucci, Puma, the Met Gala, and he wouldn't be able to tour. In other words, it'd put him under the system's thumb for 8 years. Even worse, it'd leave a felony on his permanent record. So it might be a risk, but if he can avoid jail and keep his record clean, it may be worth rolling the dice. Now let me just tell you, everything seemed to favor Rocky at first, but a major twist came up when his lawyer said the gun wasn't even real, it was just a prop or starter pistol. Joe Tacopina suggested that yes, Rocky did fire something, but it was a non-lethal prop to scare off aggressors after Rocky had already dealt with a stalker and some violence. Allegedly, the noise alone was meant to frighten Relly and protect ASAP Ills, another friend who was there. The prosecution, though, responded that it was a 9mm pistol. They shared a 911 call from a woman claiming to have witnessed the scene, plus displayed images of the weapon they believe Rocky used. The question is, if it was a real 9mm, where is it now? Police did search Rocky's house, discovered firearms, but they were all registered, and the 9mm was nowhere to be found. Prosecutors dropped a bombshell in court, unveiling a ballistics report that supposedly proves Rocky fired shots at Relly, and they introduced it so last minute that Rocky's counsel complained they were blindsided. They asked for more time, but the judge gave them only a day to line up an expert to examine the ballistics. Some watchers see that as extreme, but apparently the judge is serious about not delaying the trial. Given that Tory Lanez just got sentenced to a decade for a separate case involving Megan Thee Stallion, some fans wonder if Rocky might face a similar fate. Tory was convicted on 3 charges: assault with a semi-automatic firearm, carrying an unregistered loaded gun, and firing it negligently. A big difference is that Tory's alleged victim was a high-profile female rapper, and the media turned on him after it emerged that he ran a campaign to smear her publicly. Rocky, by contrast, is seen more positively in the press, is married to a billionaire icon, and doesn't have a rep for violent or criminal behavior. That might help him. The judge keeps repeating that Rocky won't get special treatment, but sources close to the case say the judge was friendly with Rocky's mother, telling her she seemed radiant. People on social media are half joking that the judge might be starstruck. Meanwhile, Rihanna, insiders claim, is having a tough time. They say she's throwing on a brave face in public, but behind the scenes she's stressed. Back in 2022, she was very pregnant when she and Rocky arrived at LAX and were met by cops arresting him in connection with the same incident. That probably caused serious anxiety and worries about preterm labor. Now, with 2 kids, a massive brand, and her own music career, insiders think she's carrying a lot on her shoulders. Oh, and the judge gave a green light for cameras in the courtroom, meaning all the drama will be out there for the public to see. People keep debating whether Rocky is being framed or if the claims against him hold water. What do you think? The next step is to watch how the trial unfolds. Actually, an expert familiar with celebrity legal sagas is suggesting there might still be more twists. Will Rocky come out of this unscathed, or is he looking at a long time away? Let me just tell you, we'll have to wait and see, but if you're invested in this story, your next move is to follow further updates. You're encouraged to share your thoughts in the comments and keep the discussion going. Also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and spread the word if you're finding this interesting. People say audience feedback helps shape the content, so feel free to weigh in with your theories. Actually, I have it on good authority that every single turn in this case could produce new bombshells, so you won't want to miss what's coming next.